Hey everyone, this is DJ.
And this is Ish.
And this is Season 7 of Pero Let Me Tell You.
We're chatting today with not one, not two, but three members of the cast of the play Sweet 15, My Quinceañera. And I'd be remiss if I didn't have the Quinceañera with me on the show, right? So want to welcome to Pero Let Me Tell You, Lauren C. Lopez. Thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank you for having me.
Oh my God. I mean, listeners, we were just joking because, the C, it's like the Michael J. Fox thing where, you've got to use it for equity purposes. And,
yeah.
And you've also got a friend who still has your name and is going to have your name after you get married. It's like, I love that story because it kind of lets me transition into the comedy of errors that is this play, right?
Yes. But it translates so well to my life, right?
Yeah,
my life is the comedy of errors.
So you were typecast. Clearly there was no one else for the role, but you were with this production. I know this production started in Chicago, but you were with this production in its previous performances down here in Miami, right?
Yes.
When it was at the banquet hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually saw that performance.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did. And I was very excited. Anytime you tell me there's going to be rice pilaf, I'm in.
Yeah, and that chicken almondine, that was...
Listen, the almondine was okay. It would have been better if it was cordon bleu.
I agree. I'm with you. I'm a cordon bleu girl too. So
listen, this is why we're going to get along so fantastically while we're working on this. But yeah, thank you for joining us. Now, so you've been playing this character Sonora, who is the quinceañera. Mm-hmm. I put an asterisk next to that because she's actually 22.
Yes, she is 22. Her dad disappeared right around the time where she was supposed to have her quinceañera, and so they never had the party. And when he shows up out of the blue, he thinks, I'm going to solve these problems. I'm going to put a Band-Aid on it with a party that I never threw her 7 years ago. So here we are at 22 years old. Yeah.
I love it. I mean, I'm a big fan and a big proponent, not just myself, but this show of local theater. I think it's very important. Mostly because I found that it does wind up telling our stories. And again, like I mentioned, I know this production started its life in Chicago with the intention to continue touring to other Hispanic majority cities, I would say makes sense.
Yeah.
It's telling our story.
Yeah.
Right. And I would imagine that they tweak it based on the market so that, you've got little nuances here and there. Right. Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's different references here that we are trying to make this absolutely Miami. Right. We talk about Magic City Casino, and we've got La Abuela that you would meet in Hialeah. And she's saying all kinds of things that you would hear your abuela say at the party with all your primos and primas. We're really trying to make this as Miami as possible. Trying to stick places in there that we know. Café Versailles también is in there,
all the hits.
All the hits, right? All we're missing is La Carreta and we'd be complete, right?
And I think they're coming.
Perfect.
Yeah. You haven't seen the last rewrite. That's what it is. Yes. Yeah. I mean, listeners might be able to hear local legend Ruben in the background. He's also part of the production and going to be chatting with him too. But are you a Miami girl?
I am.
All right, because I know you mentioned while we were chatting offline that you have a place in New York, so I didn't know if you were from here or you're a woman of the world.
Yes, I am. No, I was born and raised in Miami. My family's all Cuban. All my grandparents came from Cuba, but I'm second generation. My parents were born here in the U.S., and I'm very lucky that they worked really hard and gave me the life that I have now, and that I'm able to tell their stories, tell my grandparents' stories through awesome pieces like this.
Yeah, 100%. Also, you just made me feel old because I'm first generation and you're second generation, which means you're like my nephews, and now I'm aging rapidly before your eyes. But so what is it about Sonora that spoke to you? I mean, obviously she's, in the purposes of this production, a Miami girl, right?
Yes.
Such as yourself, but is it more than just that? Like, I mean, obviously I would hope so, but...
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Sonora has this fire in her, right? She comes from strong women, and you're going to see in the play. You get to see the three generations. You see the abuela, you see her mom, and you see her, and you see where she comes from. And she's got this absolute fire inside her that just is dying to come out. In every scene that you see her, I feel like it just fans the flames. She grows and grows and grows. And I love getting to play such a headstrong, opinionated, intelligent person on stage. I get I get to just kind of throw a lot of those ideals of this generation right forward, because you get to see those different generations, those different ideals, and I get to really represent what it is to be not only a Miami girl, but a girl growing up right now, someone in her 20s right now as she's coming up.
Yeah, no, 100%. And that's one of the things I love about the story is that it's screwball comedy-esque, right?
Yes.
Which, as somebody who grew up watching I Love Lucy, Dick Van Dyke, Looney Tunes, I'm all about it.
Me too.
But it's got a heart.
Yeah.
It really does have a heart, and it is about family in so many different ways. Like you said, you've got the situation with the father who's trying to throw the quinces, but then it's the intergenerational of the three women, which I think is not always seen. You don't always see that matriarchal element. It always tends to be either parent and child, or there is no parent, and now it's the jump between the grandparent generation and the new generation. But to see that actual interaction, I think, is very special.
I think so too. It's really beautiful, and I grew up also with really strong women in my family, and we definitely have a matriarchal vibe in our family as well. And I think especially in Latin culture, the women play such a pivotal role in not only what they do day to day, but the way that you shape your children, that you shape the generation that comes after you. And I think you get to see a lot of the beautiful relationships that and tough relationships that this grandmother, mother, and daughter have with each other, the way they shape each other, and even the way that they complement each other in the end.
Yeah, 100%. It's funny you say that. I'm reminded of the line from My Big Fat Greek Wedding where I think it's the aunt, or I don't know if it's the aunt or the mother, says, the man is the head of the family, but the woman is the neck. And she tells the head which way to turn.
Yes.
And I think that the reason that movie resonated with so many people, the same way I think this play is going to resonate with people, is that even though that movie was about Greeks and this movie is about a Latino family, there's universal truths in that.
Absolutely.
There's something that we're all going to see. And I think it's funny because there's commonality in the specificity.
Yes, agreed, 100%. I feel like anybody can come to this show, whether you're Latin, you're Greek, you're Asian, you're wherever you come from. Miami is a melting pot, and this play honors that, and 100%. This is a melting pot as well. And you have people, even within the play, characters from different places that have come together in Miami. And I think that that's a really beautiful representation, not only of Miami, but what the U.S. is supposed to be, right? We're all supposed to be a melting pot, and we're all supposed to come together no matter where we came from. And I think this play really celebrates that as well.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 1,000%. Now, you sing in this production, don't you?
I do, yes.
Now, is that something that always growing up, you were just like, La niña que cantaba, you were always the girl who was singing, or were you a shower singer? And now you're like, oh shit, I have to do this in front of, hundreds of people every week.
Can I say both? No.
Two things can be true at once.
Yeah, definitely a shower singer, but no, I always growing up was the singer. As soon as I could talk, I was singing. My dad actually is a musician. Still currently, he's in a band and tours around Miami in case you ever see them. Juanabe, shameless plug.
I was going to say, please.
Yeah.
Wait, Juanabe, is that like a Latino Spice Girls cover band?
It is a cover band, but they do a lot of 80s rock, and it's really cool. No, but my dad's a singer, and he plays guitar and bass and all of that. So I grew up with that since I was very little. He was also part of a band. I think they started it when I was 1, and it was called Latin Groove. It was a lot of Latin fusion, and he would play a lot of parties and bars and things like that. And I grew up going to those shows, going to the rehearsals, hearing him sing around the house. So I was always a singer. And the second that they allowed me to stand in front of people to sing, I grabbed that microphone, put it right in front of my face, and started singing. And that was me at like 7 years old.
Wow.
So,
do you remember what it was?
I remember it was at church, and it was supposed to be a group choir setting, and I grabbed that microphone and put it right in front of my face.
Stars don't do group. No, they do not. They acknowledge there's a group behind them, but
absolutely, but they're here to accompany me, right?
Damn right, yeah. No. That's why they showed up, isn't it? I got that memo. I don't know.
Yeah, and then I studied music, actually, in college. I ended up taking a turn and studying music. I studied singing. I studied choral singing as well, classical, jazz, all of the good things. So I've been doing that all my life, pretty much, yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, I have to say, because you're in theater and you studied music, what's your favorite musical theater production?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I know, and you live in New York, too, so I know you know musical theater.
Yes. That's really tough. I would say that rotates all the time depending on what I'm obsessed with.
Then let's say top
at the
3.
time. But I guess what I'm obsessed with right now is Hadestown.
Oh, okay, good choice.
The Last 5 Years, I'm really obsessed with right now. I think that's such a beautiful story.
The Last 5 Years, that's the one that is told backwards and forwards
yes.
at the same time, and they meet in the middle. Yes.
Woman starts at the end of the relationship,
Yep.
and the guy starts at the beginning, and they cross paths.
Saw the movie version of that. I haven't seen it on stage.
Well, stay tuned, because hopefully I will be working on that soon.
Fantastic.
So Last 5 Years, Hadestown, and I have to always give it to In the Heights. In the Heights has my heart, and that's another one of those plays that just really represented Latin culture so beautifully.
1,000%.
And it's one of the ones that made me fall in love with music theater initially.
Really?
Yeah. And Vanessa was always my dream role, so when I got to play her finally, that was like the epitome of the little girl that was dreaming. So it was like, okay, where do I go here from now? From here, where do I go? So.
And then you started working at the neighborhood salon, even though it wasn't the place you wanted at the moment.
Yes, I love that you know it. I love that you have it so down to the lyrics. Love it.
I prep. I got to be prepared for these interviews.
No, and you're here sitting in a Rent
I'm
t-shirt. So
20th anniversary tour.
Yes.
Yes. We got to paint the full picture for the listeners. It's not an audio medium, not a visual medium. So, again, Lauren, thank you for coming. I know I've seen you already do the role. I know that you're going to do it even better now, because I feel like you're probably living it a little more, right? Like having done round one.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely. I know this character already backwards and forwards, and now we're making adjustments to the script and to the character. And this director we have now, Jesus Quintero, is so wonderful at like pulling every single line apart and helping us find like all those nuances. So I think anybody who saw it before, it's going to be different this time. You're going to see a lot more of the lines come alive, a lot more of these characters come alive, and some changes, some surprises. So you never know what you might see.
Yeah, I was able to join the table read for about 45 minutes or so, and I already saw him being like, yes, but.
Yes.
Okay, but now we're going to try. So he's definitely putting you guys through the paces, but
he's
I cannot
challenging us.
wait to see the final performance of this. And again, thank you so much for coming by. And you as Sonora, I mean, it's just a pleasure to watch you. I can't wait to see you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. During the chat we just had with Lauren, we are here today with the man, the myth, the legend, Ruben Rabasa.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Every time I hear that myth, the legend, I say, I'm too old.
No, you... No, porque if you were too old, then it would be like the previously myth, the previous legend, Ruben Rabasa, would not be in the present. Thank you so much for swinging by.
Oh my God, it's a pleasure to be with you over
Oh my God. Like I have to tell you, I saw the previous production of this when it was at the banquet hall. You're freaking hilarious.
Oh my God. No,
I also saw your one-man show at the Gable stage.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did. You were
wow.
absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to tell you, I'm just going to fanboy for a minute and just tell you how awesome I think you are. And I love the fact that I'm sitting here across from you having a conversation.
Oh my God, you're going to make me cry.
That's the goal. That's the intention of every interview I ever do, is I want to have that Barbara Walters moment where people just start crying. That's the goal. But no crying yet, unless tears of joy.
No, I wait.
You'll wait till the end. It's more impactful. You're an actor. You know how to time these things.
That's right. You're telling me.
So tell us a little bit about the character that you're playing in this play, in My Sweet 15, Mi Quinceañera.
Well, this is a man that it was a star. He was really famous. And he's getting old, and he don't get that many jobs that he was doing before. Over the song, somebody knock on the door and say, listen, are you Fernando Castellano? Yes. I say, okay, they want you in this 15. I said, oh yeah. And they will be able to pay me what I need. And they said, yes, they're going to pay you everything you want. Okay. So over the song is like when you are, when they open a window and you see something new, something happen.
Something shiny.
I did a movie they called Thelma.
Yes, you did. You got to work with June Squibb.
June Squibb. And what I loved about that movie is what I'm doing in here. Is the people, when they get certain age, people sometimes they start forgetting them, and they think that they're not good anymore.
Right.
my God.
Yeah.
You see?
Yes.
I'm crying.
I told you that was the goal, Ruben. I told you. But you know what? You're sitting here in front of me because you are still good. Hell, you're better now at 80. How old are you?
86.
86. Good Lord, man. Si tú estás mejor que unos de 15, hablando de quinceañero.
So when I did that movie, I it was amazing how that June Squid did everything. She did her own stone work, and she was incredible. I didn't get the chance to work with her, but I worked with her grandson. And it's funny because he come to the scene and somebody stole my scooter and they took my scooter away. So, but what I like about this one that I do now is it's about the same thing. That I had the opportunity to become a star again, to everybody love me,
right.
And that's what really happened. But then I sing and I don't know the song very well, and I start making a little problem into everything. So, but it is funny. It's very funny.
Of course, it's a comedy. Now, so you sing in this production.
Yeah.
Are you a singer?
Well, yes. Let me tell you how I started.
Okay.
I love to sing opera.
No joda.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
No joda.
I would never have thought. Okay.
I know.
It's like you're such a just funny guy. Like, and now I'm going to do an aria, right? Like.
What happened? When I was in New York. I left Cuba in 1955, and we went to New York. And then the first time that I had the opportunity, because first I had to help my mother and my brother because I was the older one, so I had to go to work and I had the time to. So when I started making a little more money, I went to Carnegie Hall and I started to be in an opera.
To see it or to be in one?
No, to start, estudiar.
Oh, to study. Okay, to learn. To learn.
Oh
Yes.
I forgot my Spanish and I forgot my English. I'm going to be mute.
Mira, you know what? That's my problem because I didn't bring cafecito.
Okay.
So that's on me. Si hubiera traído cafecito, we'd both be fine. Hubiéramos estado más despiertos los dos. Yeah.
So then I went to study, and I remember that one day I was singing in areas, Italian areas, and people were outside listening to me, and I was amazing that they were listening to me singing. And then somebody came, a friend of mine, said, Ruben, you're too skinny. To be an opera, you have to be fat. They were, what? What are you talking about? I have to be fat? He said, yes, don't you see everybody is fat? So, okay, maybe you're right, And then I started going into the theater, and I changed.
Espérate. You didn't pursue opera because you couldn't eat a hamburger?
That's right. I love my finger.
I freaking adore you. I love you.
The reason I say, well, I can sing in movie, I can sing in the theater, I don't have to be specific doing opera. No, and that, and it was more difficult to be in an opera.
That's true.
To be in and another thing that bothers me is, yes, something that happened to, when you're an actor, you can still be acting as long as you are alive.
Well, I hope, yeah.
Yeah, I know, but when you are a singer, you lose your voice as you get older.
Oh, yes.
And when you are a dancer, you lose, you
claro.
don't dance. Unless we go to Cuba to Elizabeth, what's her name? Alicia Alonso, that she was 90 years old, she's still dancing.
Yes.
But they had to carry from one corner to the other, but anyway, she was dancing.
Bueno, but she's 90, I'm 40, and they have to do that to me now. So, I mean, ella está mejor que yo.
Oh my God.
No, but that's true. I love how you put that. It's acting really just lets you kind of enjoy the art forever. Forever. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why we have you in this play, because you decided you had to protect your figure, and so you.
That's right.
It's right. Listen, I mean, those guns right now. I mean, you clearly go to the gym 3 times a day. Clearly. But so in this show, I was able to, like I said, see you in the other production, the initial production of it.
Yeah.
What are some of the changes that we can expect from your character? Because I know they've been tweaking the story a little bit. We don't want to give too much away, but we want, what are some of the changes? Because people may think, I already saw the show. It was great. I loved it. Why should they come back again? Number one, because you're in it. But number two, What are some of the changes to the show that the audience can expect?
One of the changes that I think they're doing is that they want me to be more a superstar. They want me to be more like,
Like más exagerado.
Más exagerado. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And they want people to know that sometimes when you are a start, and then you lose all that, it's hard to go back again into the business. And then because you're getting old, and it's not the same thing when you are young and you had all the beautiful women come to you,
right.
and everything.
I mean, you don't have that problem. They still come to you.
Yes, but but it's not the same.
He's being modest, ladies and gentlemen. All these beautiful women are sitting right around him right now. He's surrounded by supermodels. We had to tell Cindy Crawford to go away.
In that movie that I did with Andy Garcia and Gloria Estefan, there's a scene that I go into.
You were great. You were fantastic in that movie. Can I just tell you, one of the things I love about you in general, but specifically, in this play and in everything I see you in, when you show up, you instantly just put a smile on my face.
You kidding?
Yeah. Like just seeing you, it's like, oh, Ruben's here. Okay, I'm gonna laugh. Something fun is gonna happen. I'm just gonna, even if it's for like 3 seconds, right? It's like automatically, I'm like, hey, Ruben's here. Like you really bring that energy, and I think that's something that you can't fake.
No, well, yes, I know what you. Let me tell you what happened when I went to do the Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh yeah.
They fly me from Florida to California to do it, and I said, my God. And when I got there, I said, where's the script? They say, no, Ruben, everything is improvised. I said, improvise? I said, yes. So I said, what I had to do? They said, you are the owner of this coffee shop, and Paul Rudd is going to come in, and you're going to give him the coffee shop on the door. I said, well, that's it. So he come in, he said, hi, Ruben. I said, how do you know my name?
It's Paul Rudd.
Yeah. Paul Rudd, it's my name. Well, okay. And here we are. This is for you. And he said, thank you. He said, how much is it? I said, no way, Jose. No, you don't have to pay, don't worry. So he put all the money inside of a tip box that I have. So he put it in there. And when I look and I see that much money, I say, thank you, Spider-Man. And everybody start laughing.
You made the trailer, my friend.
You telling me? I said, what are they laughing? I said, and the director come to me and said, Ruben, because it's not the Spider-Man, it is the Ant-Man.
Oh my God, you didn't know?
I don't know.
That
because
was
everything
genuine.
was improvised.
That's so hilarious.
Paul came back and said, leave it like that. I love what he did. I leave it like that. So they leave it. And not only they put me in the movie, at the end they did another scene where Paul come back again to my store and said, I'm sorry that I say your name. I know you're a big ant. I forget.
I love that. Again, that just goes to show you were right about maybe not going into opera.
That's
right.
That's
because clearly you were meant to act, you were meant to be on stage, and you were meant
make people laugh.
To make us laugh, man. Yeah. And so, before we break, I just kind of ask, you were playing the owner of a coffee shop in that scene.
Yeah.
Now, does Paul Rudd take café con leche or un cortadito?
I think he get the café con leche.
Café con leche. All right. See, because I asked the hard questions on this show. All right. That's what our listeners want to know. Ruben, thank you so much for stopping by. Again, I've had several interactions with you at this point, and every time it's just a sheer joy. I know that's what people are going to get from you when they come see the show. My Sweet 15, my Quinceañera.
My Quinceañera. Yeah.
I cannot wait for you to kill it and just leave people meándose de la risa. Like, honestly.
I hope.
Thank you so much, man.
Bye-bye, and thank you. Thank you to have me in your show. Okay.
Right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Show, it is a sassy abuela, and of course that is why we had to have Margarita Coego, who is currently in My Sweet 15, My Quinceañera, playing, quite frankly, one of the sassiest abuelas since Adela and Que Pasa USA. Okay, the difference is that yours is bilingual. All right. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for the sassy compliment.
Listen, we're sitting here and I'm watching you guys do rehearsal, and I saw the show originally in the banquet hall, and I laughed.
Thank you.
Which means I know the show. And yet I'm watching you in rehearsal and you're still making me guffaw like a dumbass.
Wow.
So thank you for that.
No. Thank you for falling. Yeah, well, we have a different director. He's great too, Jesus Quintero, and he's really, making us work in a different way, and we are seeing things in a different light. So we're discovering things right now as we go along. So even if you saw the show before, it's going to be a little different.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's one of the things I was again, I've been watching the rehearsal. I listened to a little bit of the read through the other day. I peeked in on the Zoom call, and again, I know the story because I saw it, but I'm taken aback in a good way by the tweaks, right? The changes,
right.
and how it's not just change for sake of change. It seems like it really is being done to just enhance the already funny as hell storyline that was there.
Thank you. Excuse me. Yeah. Every actor knows that the longer you do the play, however long the season lasts, every show you find new nuances, and that's what we work on. We reveal certain things that surprise us in every show. And sometimes that has to do with things that you find on your own, or somebody gave you a different, line a different way, and it made you react a different way. And you're like, wow, this actually worked because the audience, reacted in such an amazing way. So the longer you do it, and now we have this opportunity to not do it again in a different setting with like I was saying, with a different director, some different cast members. So there's a lot of new elements, a lot of different factors, a lot of things that are just like, it's ever changing. And that's the beauty of not just this play, but the theater.
Of theater,
itself.
100%.
Yeah.
Another beauty of live theater is that, woman, you are a chameleon, because when I saw you in the other production, I mean, obviously you're done up in the character's name is Chata? Chata's, figure-loving, hugging outfit and the wig and everything.
She's a cougar.
She coined the term cougar before it was a thing, all right? She's probably not a leoparda, really, because I think I could see her in the animal print. But I'm sitting here and it's like, you are not old enough to be that character.
Thank you.
But it's amazing to me what a wig and a costume can just completely transform someone.
It helps. I think there's a lot more to it. But yeah, it helps. At first they did it, and the director Rick before, he was like, "No, I want your hair," and I'm like, "Trust me." First because I did it for practicality reasons. I don't have to always do my hair, damage it, like have to, put rollers or whatever.
Put a stocking cap and
exactly,
go. Yeah.
Exactly, and I'm done. But it helps. Just like we get dressed, we put high heels, we feel different. So yeah, that is something that helps. Obviously, there's more to it.
Right.
But
step one, shall we say?
Step one, exactly. It's the colorings of it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, thank you. I do have a granddaughter though. She's 4.5.
I saw her the other day.
Oh,
yes, she's
my
absolutely
baby.
adorable.
Thank you.
But you said she's 4.5.
Yeah.
And you're playing the grandmother of a 15-year-old. There's a big gap there.
I know. I try to get from, people that I know, things that I imagine. The script pretty much just tells it like it is,
Yeah.
So I don't have to work too hard at it. I don't want to take all the credit, but
take it. I'm not gonna say otherwise on this interview.
Okay, I created her. No, it's just, it's just a little here and there, and it just forms into a character, and
Right. No,
we just mold it.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, 100%.
Thank you, though.
No. And so one more, growing up, did you have like a quinces?
Actually, when I was growing up, my quinces, so I'm a Kendall girl, but not like a Kendall girl like now Kendall. A Kendall girl back in the day when we were the few Latinos in Kendall. So I grew up with a lot of Jewish American. That's who I went to high school with, So at that time, my quinces, we're more like, a lot of people were having more sweet 16s than 15s. We were like, I know, that's kind of like passe, you know, and then it comes back because then we have
does.
the influx of, you know,
Yeah.
the Mariel came and everything. We had a lot more Hispanic teens coming.
The youth.
Exactly. And I got immersed in that too later on. But my quinces were, I just said, no, I want just a party at home.
Okay. We had
I'll
a party.
dance the waltz with my dad. I wore a regular white dress, not long or anything. But I did do one for my daughter.
Interesting.
So I got to do that for my daughter, and so that's why I'm saying it all came
Did
back.
she want it, or you did it because
She wanted it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and we did the pictures at the Biltmore and all that. The big cake, we did it. Yeah,
the whole
definitely.
nine. It's funny how you say that about it. It comes and goes because like my mom had one, and I think at the point that she had one, she had been in this country for maybe like 4 years. I mean, in that time, she had what would have been her quince appropriate fund wise and everything. Then I feel like it went out of style. Then my sister had hers. Then I feel like it kind of went out of style. And now we recently went to a friend of ours in Atlanta that her daughter, who really didn't grow up here in Miami, but they are both, both parents are Cuban American, wanted a quince. Like she was like, I want one. I want one. And we're talking Atlanta. I'll say, I know there's a lot of Cubans in Atlanta now, but it was, and she had the big party, not con la pareja and all that, but she did have the dress and she had the pictures.
Right.
But it's just fascinating to me.
I mean, it qualifies as a quince.
It was a quince. I mean, it was a quince. There was, listen, people came in from out of town.
15.
She was turning 15. We came from out of town. It's a quince. But to your point, like it's funny to me how that, even though it ebbs and flows, it's so part of our tradition.
It is. And not just Cubans. I mean, the Mexican
Latino
community,
tradition.
just like exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I didn't have the big party, but I did have a big ass party for my 15th.
Aww.
Like I didn't do the whole pomp and circumstance because I don't look good at anything strapless. But we did a whole like cajachina in the backyard and all of it. Yeah.
Well, it's a big thing, Yeah. I mean, you're coming of age.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Boy or girl, it doesn't matter. It's just,
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't come out till later, but the coming of age was, yes, that's what happened at 15. So, you guys are I'm watching you in rehearsal.
You came out of la cajachina.
Well, she just called me un lechon, ladies and gentlemen. Because everybody loves el pellejito. That's why. And chicharrón. And everybody loves me. I love that. That was great. You guys have been together now for a while. I think, between the first production and this production. And I know that it originated in Chicago and came down here. And there's plans to take it elsewhere, maybe with a different cast. I hope you guys get to travel with it.
I know.
What would you say are some of the things that there's a specificity to the universality, which is, I'm basing it on what I've seen here. The one in Chicago could not have been the same exact show, right? Because it had to be a Chicago-based family. This is a Miami-based family. And yet, I think that there's something to be said about the fact that it is such specific examples. People can all relate to it. What do you think it is about that?
Mainly it's about, it relates to forgiveness. Because yes, it is a quince, but it has a lot to do with the story, the dynamic between the father and the quinceañera and the mother, so it's their family dynamic that I don't want to reveal too much, but something happens. And it's just you're not just going to go see a quince for the sake of it. This quince is happening for a reason. And it's all really about, a lot of dysfunctionality, which a lot of people, we can a lot relate to, but mainly it's the bottom, the final message is about forgiveness. And if you go see it, you'll see why.
Not if, when you go see it.
When you go see it.
Our listeners, listen, we got listeners all over. They're going to fly in for this. I have no doubt in my mind.
I can't wait.
All right. Well, thank you again so much for stopping by, Margarita. I enjoyed
You're
you guys.
so much fun.
I try. Now I just go and cry
I
in
don't
the corner.
want to go now. But I have to rehearse.
No, porque me busco lío with the director, and I'm not trying. I'm working on this production with you guys. I don't want to make any enemies yet. That's opening night.
Where did you grow up in Miami?
Westchester.
Oh, Oh, okay. My daughter just bought a house there, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yes, Westchester
Yeah.
is up and coming.
Yeah, well, listen, my parents still live there. Yeah, the childhood home I grew up in. Yeah, we always say on this show that we're Westchester boys. Like,
Yeah.
that Bird Road corridor is home.
That was like a step before the Kendall.
Yeah,
Because then Kendall grew.
yeah, I remember
Yeah.
when.
When we got there, there was nothing.
No. See, my dad tells a story that when they moved to Westchester after they got married, my grandmother, my mom's parents, they lived by the airport their entire lives, basically. And when they moved, they were like, "Ustedes se van a mudar para allá.
Tan lejos.
Tan lejos, en medio de la nada." And it's like, you look at it now and no, we wish it was in medio de la nada. Like,
That's
there's
amazing.
too many people now.
That's amazing.
All right.
Wow.
But thank you again. And,
Thank you.
and listeners, look, I've been talking about it. We've been talking about it. At this point, we've talked to 3 of the stars. Just go. You're going to
Yeah.
enjoy it. You're going to have a blast. I went to the
Oh
other
my
show.
God, yes.
I'm going to go to this show. Well, let's all go together.
Yeah.
Screw it. Let's just rent one of those party buses, those Chiva buses, and then we'll have a party there. We'll have a party at the play, and then we'll have a party going home. It'll
Grab
be
a
great.
couple cocktails and intermission, even better.
More than a couple. More than a couple. Couple's only 2. Grab 4. Even numbers work. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pero Let Me Tell You is co-hosted by Darian Borges and Ismaeliano, produced by Ismaeliano, and our theme, Pero Let Me Tell You Freestyle, is composed by Michael Angelo Lamlaplex, the official gay guy. And don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes.